A lot of people, because I'm a female, always think that I'm less competent in that industry as opposed to maybe a male figure. They would say stuff like, I'm just a girl, I think I could drive.
When it comes to the construction industry, many believe it is strictly a man's world. But despite that perception, her gender and petite frame, 23-year-old savvy plumber is defying the odds and making waves in an industry dominated by men. She is perhaps the only woman in St. Lucia operating heavy equipment such as the lowboy and trailer trucks. Her entry into the seemingly all-boys club, however, has not always been welcoming. In fact, some of the older, experienced men in her field do not have a warm reception. So how does she deal with the strange looks and criticism that she is just a girl in a man's world? Meet 23-year-old Savvy Plummer, the recent graduate of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, who describes herself as shy, is not like your typical 23-year-old. In fact, she may be the only woman in St. Lucia who is engaged in operating heavy construction equipment. Savvy is sometimes seen on construction sites around the island, transporting heavy building materials. She is involved in labor-intensive work and has helped build some noted buildings in St. Lucia. But why did she get involved in a field which some may see as a mismatch?
Really, I just enjoy doing it. It's not because I have to. Nobody forced me to learn it. It wasn't something that anybody said, hey, you have to learn this in order for you to get this running. No, it was more of a hobby, but it just ended up really assisting me with the current work environment. But I really enjoy doing it. It's something, I don't know, it's a thrill. A lot of men who are engaged in the operations of heavy equipment would be able to understand and relate. It's the thrill of doing it and getting better at it. It's a skill. You have to be patient and practice and practice. It doesn't just come with one go. And to be good at it is something that anybody should be proud of.
But the danger and excitement of operating heavy equipment over cliffs and other high elevated areas are not confined to thrills. In fact, Savvy says that it can be quite dangerous.
There was an incident on a site where I had to load an excavator, it's a 300, on a lowboy, but the truck was parked uphill, it was slanted. So you have to load the machine slanted on a lowboy, which is also slanted. Now the trucks usually come off the lowboy since it's such a huge machine. It was lit, it was dark, and in loading that machine, I went too much on one side. And then the machine started to wobble and almost fell off. And in order to do that, I had to use the bucket to level the machine and send it back on the lowboy. It was very scary to know that I could have thrown on one of the machines and maybe possibly injure somebody. I almost fell off a lowboy numerous times. So that's one of the things that I knew I had to master. And it's not nice to throw an excavator off a lowboy. It can be fatal. So that's one of the things. Also, when driving with long loads on a trailer truck, you have to be careful when passing through traffic that you don't hurt any or cause accident to anybody's motor vehicle or property on the sides of the road. Numerous times when I started learning, I would pass extremely close and I would drive extremely fast because not knowing the dangers of it. But now that I'm more comfortable with it, I have better control and it's become more comfortable, I should say.
But why would some men see this young petite recent graduate as a threat? We'll find out when we return.
70% of all health decisions are influenced by lab results. Delivery of accurate, reliable, and timely results has been our mandate for over 20 years. We are Laboratory Services and Consultations Limited, generating hundreds of lab tests each year. while delivering quality, personalized, confidential service, one client at a time. With a reliable network of regional and international partners, all tests are conducted with patient care in mind. Laboratory Services and Consultations Limited, saving lives and caring for people. We focus on results so you can focus on what's important. Telephone 459-2200.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Buying property will most likely be the biggest investment you make. The biggest mistake you can make is not insuring it adequately. Protect your assets with solid insurance from Caribbean Alliance Insurance Company Limited. All properties covered by us are reinsured by companies with no less than an A security rating. We provide coverage for your home or business and their contents from damage by sudden or unexpected occurrences. You even have the option of protecting your personal possessions from loss or damage anywhere in the world. So don't let choosing the right property insurance company be a puzzling experience. You'll be glad you chose Caribbean Alliance Insurance Company. Tomorrow, secured.
Another experience that has been less than pleasant for Savvy is men who are not necessarily welcoming in the construction industry. In fact, Savvy says some would be dismissive just because she's a woman.
A lot of people, because I'm a female, always think that I'm less competent in that industry as opposed to maybe a male figure. But that's okay. I would just like people to know that you don't have to be male or female to do any type of job. You can do whichever job that you think and feel is best for you.
Have there been any specific incidents where you sort of face discrimination where someone thought, well, she's just a girl, so like whatever, like have there been any cases such as that?
Many times, all the time, but I would prefer not to go into depth about it, but sometimes it's demotivating when other people in the industry try to bring you down because you're a female. As I started to drive the trailer truck on the road, pulling containers and trailers, that a lot of people have been giving me weird looks, like they're so surprised, and it's only then I realize, well, I'm a girl, and it's very strange to see a female driving or doing these kinds of operations. But it's not strange for me, neither is it strange for any of the employees within this organization. There have been people working with my dad from before I was born, so they also grew up knowing me to be doing all these things as well, like a man, I should say, or just like them. So most of the employees I work with, they are the ones who push me to do better and help me and teach me to get where I've been today.
Okay, but how important is that for women to do things that are generally seen as something a man would do? How important is it to, break into that scope and show that irrespective of my gender, if I want to do that and I have an interest in it, I can?
I don't think anything should be, I would not say anything, but most things shouldn't be drawn to a specific gender. With the work that we do and the work that I do, I believe that it is necessary to know a lot of what is going on. In fact, everything that is going on. You should be able to do a lot of things yourself, so as when somebody else comes, you can teach them as well, and you can know how something runs, you can know how it operates, so that you can more efficiently and effectively run the business. You need to know these things so that your employees can relate to you and you will understand where they're coming from and not just shut them off because you don't know because you're a female. No, it shouldn't be that way. You should know what is going on at all times, so therefore you should make a special effort to learn everything that you're involved in when you're working with a company.
Her love for the industry, nevertheless, started at the early age of 7. While her siblings may have chosen fields that engage less physical labor, she, on the other hand, always found driving heavy equipment and helping to create from the ground up very intriguing.
From primary school to secondary school to my tertiary level of education, after school, most days, I would either go in our office or to our quarry, and we would stay there until late at night with my dad, either crushing or just maybe loading a barge with some aggregates, or we had a job site we had to continuously send drivers out and work late for. But that has been going on from a very young age, as far as I can remember, throughout all my school years, as well as summer and Christmas breaks, holidays. There was no such thing. It was just always here in this quarry.
She says that despite the dissuasion, she has received a lot of encouragement.
I grew up around a lot of our employees as my family. I would always be around them, so I could consider them as my family as well. The drive and motivation I get from my co-workers and other employees, that is part of the thrill of it. They want you to see you do better. They want you to do well. They want you to excel just like them. They want you to be, and you know, a lot of the time they say, you're a girl and you have to make sure you do it better than us, so that a lot of people will not say, well, she's just trying something, or she thinks she can do it but she cannot. A lot of the time you want to prove people wrong, but that's not really the reason why I do it. When you go on a machine or a piece of heavy equipment, to know that you're able to have that skill to control it and complete the job yourself, and you know that somebody else will not be able to do it, that is just what makes it exciting.
Her dad has always been very instrumental in contributing to her success.
My dad has been pushing us, and I really admire the way that he works. He works 8 days a week, 25 hours a day. He does not sleep. And when I say does not sleep, he's always on the go. And it's been that way from the time I know myself. It's never been any different. He's always taught us that we need to work for what we want. When we were younger, we didn't get anything for free. When I say for free, we wouldn't just get it because we wanted it. He would always say, have you worked for it as yet? And then ensure that we put in some effort so that we can feel like we earned it, to have a better appreciation of whatever it is that we want. So we were never spoiled or just got what we want from just asking for it. No, he always instilled in us that we need to work for whatever it is that we wanted. And that's something I really admire, because when I was small, I did not understand it. But it definitely helped in my perspective now that I am older and I have so many responsibilities. It ensures that you know that nothing good comes easy and you have to always work for it.
Savi is a lot different, and a lot different in many ways. She is very good academically, and she is very good technically, and she's very good in all what she does, right? So she's different. She's a different kid altogether. Even if I had to compare myself to her, I would tell you that I am not good academically, but I am good technically. But she has chosen, she's very good academically, and she has chosen to learn everything else. From the age of 7, Savi was actually driving trucks already. So being we are in the business, I have the equipment, and she was always with me. What it did was it created the opportunities for her to take part in whatever I did. So whether I was on an excavator or on a truck or any piece of equipment, she was always there with me. And you know, it's not just her, it's all of my kids, and they all learned everything that I was doing. The difference is Savi has chosen to take on and wants to do a lot more than the other kids choose to do, because people choose different things. But she actually enjoys taking part and doing those things that I would consider more difficult to do.
I think that you can do anything that you want to do. It's up to you to make the change and work toward that goal. Whether you're in a job that is not paying you as much as you want, or you're facing discrimination, it's not up to them to see that. It's up to you to see that and make it happen for yourself. Nothing good comes easy. It has to come with hard work. So I think that's what people should remember all the time, that you have to constantly work to it and keep consistent, because consistency is key when you want to be successful.
Needless to say, the construction industry is certainly not the only industry in which women are building a future in. In fact, more than ever before, women are entering a number of unconventional fields. When we come back, we introduce you to two sisters who are dreading things up. We'll explain.
70% of all health decisions are influenced by lab results. Delivery of accurate, reliable, and timely results has been our mandate for over 20 years. We are Laboratory Services and Consultations Limited, generating hundreds of lab tests each year while delivering quality, personalized, confidential service, one client at a time. With a reliable network of regional and international partners, all tests are conducted with patient care in mind. Laboratory Services and Consultations Limited, saving lives and caring for people. We focus on results so you can focus on what's important. Telephone 459-2200.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Tomorrow is promised to no one. But we can make a brighter today, knowing we can secure tomorrow for ourselves and the ones we love. Let Caribbean Alliance Insurance Company Limited show you the way to protecting all that is precious to you through home, motor, private and commercial fire, construction, and marine insurance. We provide for all your insurance needs to protect your lifestyle. Caribbean Alliance Insurance Company Limited, rated A Excellent by AM Best. That means our claims paying ability is stronger than ever. So we can ensure tomorrow secure.
I'm Adri Henry.
And I'm Andy Henry.
And we are the proud owners of Dread Service.
These business partners are hoping to take the world by storm, one dreadlock at a time. The twin sisters, who are in their early 20s, are the proud owners of a local beauty shop. They do not only style clients, but make the dreads from scratch. Dreadlocks have been stereotyped by some for years. Ironically, however, it has become one of the fastest growing hair trends in the world. Through their successful business, they are hoping to demystify some of the stereotypes associated with dreadlocks and encourage young women to pursue their dreams. The sisters started from scratch and are now ecstatic at the overwhelming response.
As for Dread Service, we deal with pretty much the maintenance of dreadlocks. Styling, we don't do styling. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty of dreadlocks, the forming of the locks, that's basically what we do. So we deal with the original hair itself and the purchasing of hair to form the locks, like virgin or whether it be artificial. Yes, that's pretty much a basic of it.
Okay, so you actually make the locks.
Yes, we use, our tools are scissors, a comb, and crochet pins. Yeah, some people use different techniques by maybe knotting of the hair, but we use a pin that takes a lot of time and a lot of pricks here and there, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
But
Yeah.
how challenging is that?
Yes, it takes a lot of time. Let's say on a 8-hour basis, a day of work, I might complete maybe 13 locks, 13 dreadlocks alone. Yes, so it'll form just as mine. Yeah, so it takes a while, and that's why we'd say it's a little on the high end. It's a little expensive, but it's worth it because we watch it as an investment rather than when people start off dreadlocks, they go through a stage where they have stale hair and it looks rough and whatnot, but in the end of our process, you have full form dreadlocks. So that's why, you know, it's a good business.
So why did you guys decide to go into that business?
Well, growing up, my father had dreadlocks, my mother has dreadlocks. My sister and I, we always had natural hair, a lot of hair. So we used to go in and out of relaxer. And there was a time I was like, the burning of the scalp is not too sweet. And I just couldn't do it anymore. So there was a time I just cut off my hair and I started curling my hair. I was like, you know what? I will go into the dreadlocks.
The misconception around dreadlocks may sometimes seem like a dissuasion to some.
And for the stereotypes, I always warn people when they ask me, Auntie, would you? I say, you sure? I say, you know, people start calling you Ras or Rasta. I say, are you feeling somebody call you that? I ask you, where do you work? Are you sure your boss will be okay with it? Or your parents will be okay with it? Yeah, I always ask people that. Yeah, but honestly, I think it's a good thing. Once it's not just having dreads, but once you go natural, yeah, it's good.
But the sisters say these misconceptions nevertheless encouraged them to start their own business and edify persons about natural hair care.
My father has always instilled in us that we should always be self-employed. Before starting dreads, I worked at a funeral home. I worked at Crick's Funeral Parlor. I stayed there for close to 5 years until I felt that it's the time. I should, you know, do something for myself.
The young businesswoman believes it is important for young girls to think of creative ways to make an income, especially in light of global unemployment.
It is so important because I want to believe they are not blind to the unemployment rate in St. Lucia, that we need to get up and do something for ourselves. And just pretty much it has a lot to do with growing up maturity rather than just sitting there expecting most probably mommy or daddy to help you or give you that nudge to let you know you need to do something for yourself. Yes, so I think it is very important. But as to funds, sometimes it can be very difficult. But my thing is, no matter how small an income or capital that you have, you need to start out. You cannot just start with a big bang. As small as it is, push yourself. Motivation is key, because there were times where, or there are even times where months my sister and I would not get a client, but that does not, you know, discourage us. Or if people would pretty much complain about our prices, you know, don't allow people to have you lower your standards. Just keep on moving. Don't allow, and especially do not discourage yourself. Do not doubt, you know, your potential and whatnot. Yeah.
Not having work in the country, it's always good to try to make your own work, and don't be discouraged. Most people don't know where to start. They don't know what they're good at. At first, when I started, I was like, hey, you never do dreads. You into art, you do photography. What you going and do with people hair? And I never liked hair. I never liked braids. I didn't like braids to touch me, and that's the business I still end up in, because that's Most of the time, that's the hair I use to make synthetic dreads.
The young businesswoman believes, irrespective of their humble beginnings, they are truly capable of attaining significant strides and have encouraged other young women to do the same.
If you start something small, if you find someone you can trust or someone you feel comfortable with starting that work with, it's better. I wouldn't say you grow faster, but since you feel more comfortable, yeah, you give it more time and more energy. But still don't be discouraged if you do it by yourself. As I said, you have to motivate yourself. Yeah.
Regardless of the field, whether it is construction, communication, or marketing, women will continue to make strides in everything that they do. I'm Sarah Peter. Thank you so much for joining us and helping us set the agenda.
%70 of all health decisions are influenced by lab results. Delivery of accurate, reliable, and timely results has been our mandate for over 20 years. We are Laboratory Services and Consultations Limited, generating hundreds of lab tests each year while delivering quality, personalized, confidential service, one client at a time. With a reliable network of regional and international partners, all tests are conducted with patient care in mind. Laboratory Services and Consultations Limited, saving lives and caring for people. We focus on results so you can focus on what's important. Telephone 459-2200.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way, yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Tomorrow is promised to no one. But we can make a brighter today, knowing we can secure tomorrow for ourselves and the ones we love. Let Caribbean Alliance Insurance Company Limited show you the way to protecting all that is precious to you through home, motor, private and commercial fire, construction, and marine insurance. We provide for all your insurance needs to protect your lifestyle. Caribbean Alliance Insurance Company Limited, rated A Excellent by AM Best. That means our claims paying ability is stronger than ever. So we can ensure tomorrow secure.